Hey everybody, and welcome to another Archetype Guide. Today we're going to be talking about the Seeker Curse archetype. A few days ago we talked about the Guardian Blessing. Now we're on Seeker Curse. Travis, what's the goal of this archetype?
You put so this one's like a little bit different, whereas the blessing wanted to reward you for removing your blessings from the bag because they already have a positive effect. The Seeker Curse in particular provides you wants you to put curse tokens into the bag as a cost for powerful effects, and then the other cards provide ways to mitigate the curse tokens in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part. There is one card that actually rewards you for two cards, I guess, to actually reward you for having them. But
yeah, all right. Well, let's get to some of the notable cards, and then Travis, I'm going to pass these ones to you. Just start us off because you kind of have the most knowledge on this archetype.
okay. Is it because they're yellow, Justin?
No. I just actually haven't played most of these cards at all yet, to be honest.
First up, we got the Covenant for this this color, which is always something that you want to be looking at pretty highly. And they all cost 2 experience. They're permanent. You can only have one Covenant in your deck. The yellow one, Blasphemous Covenant, is as a reaction when Vesker at your locations, it doesn't have to be you, reveals a curse token during a skill test. You exhaust the Covenant to treat that token's modifier as a +1 instead of its normal -2. After this test ends, you put that token back into the bag. This one is nice for maintaining your number of curse tokens in the bag, as some of your cards, like this Gaze of Uraksh that we're going to talk about in a second here, they care about the number in there, while still make your teammates like less mad at you for putting them in. You know. First card we got here is Deep Knowledge. This card is the representative from the color that is just good. If you don't care about the curse tokens, it costs 0 as additional cost to play. You put 2 curse tokens in the bag. It is worth knowing for these ones that have as an additional cost to put them in, there's only 10 curse tokens that can be in the bag. So if by some awful situation you have 9 or 10 curse tokens in the bag, you can't actually play this. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to put 2 into the bag. But the effect is, investigators at your location draw a combined total of 3 cards, and you get to pick who gets what. Your location with 2 people, 2 other people, you can have each you draw 1 card. You can draw 3. You could take 2 for yourself and give 1 to someone else. Just a really strong, flexible card. I'm going to talk about Stirring Up Trouble before Gaze of Uraksh here, but Gaze of Uraksh. Stirring Up Trouble costs 0 to play, costs 1 experience to put in your deck. As an additional cost, you have to add the curse tokens to the Chaos bag equal to your the location's Shroud value. And then you get to just discover 2 clues, which is pretty sick. So this one is really good for... It's got like 3 sort of uses. You play at a low Shroud location for like minimal cost and for action efficiency, where you get 2 clues. And it's like a deduction kind of, except you don't have to make a test. You just put curse tokens in the bag instead. Or you play at a high Shroud location because it's difficult to investigate there. But also you play at high Shroud locations to get a big burst of curse tokens into the bag, which is very relevant for translating the Cryptic Grimoire that we will see later. It also helps out with this Gaze of Uraksh card, which is our second card after the Cryptic Grimoire that rewards you for having lots of curse tokens in the bag. It's an event that costs 2 to play and takes 2 experience to put into your deck. You reveal 7 random tokens from the Chaos bag, and then you get to deal 1 damage, plus 1 damage for each curse or auto-fail token you reveal, divided as you choose among enemies at your location, and the action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So at its absolute worst, this is like coup de grace, basically. Sorry, it's small favor. It's small favor. That's very way of putting that.
Yeah.
And at its best, it's lots of damage.
Yeah, man.
This one gets better with the favor of the moon. which is a good choice for a lot of curse decks, as we'll see later.
Yep.
It is a little bit inconsistent, but it's a very nice card to just sort of lead off if you're in a location with another investigator, you guys have a couple enemies on you just play it and see how it goes. And like maybe they get a better turn, and worst case scenario is you ding the guy for 1 damage, so you paid 2 money in a card to pass a fight test.
And then who knows, maybe one day Orax will really reward you and you'll get 7 damage. Could you imagine this card dealing 7 damage to a boss? 8 damage, oh my god.
Yeah, you can just squish a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
The Guardian's rolling around with his flamethrower, and you're like, nah, man, check this out.
Yeah. Sick. Alright, I can talk about the Cryptic Grimoire. So, the untranslated version, it's the level 0 3 cost, commits for a wild. As an action, you can add a curse token to the Chaos Bag. Before I go on to the next one, that's not like a great action to take. There's going to be times, like say maybe you have 8 in the bag and you have a moment and then you're just like, alright, no one do anything. I'm translating this dumb book, right? But this isn't something you want to look to do frequently. This is kind of like those actions are there to get like optimally the 10th token in there. As an action, if there are 10 tokens in the Chaos Bag, this is why that matters. Discard Cryptic Grimoire, recording your campaign log that you've translated the Grimoire, and replace 5 curse tokens in the bag with 5 bless tokens. Nice. However, the true reward is that you can then upgrade these cards. So the upgrades, the Text of the Elder Herald and Text of the Elder Guardian, those are cool freaking subtitles. They can both only be included if you have translated the Grimoire. They cost 4 experience to put into your deck, and they both have the reaction ability. After you resolve 1 or more curse tokens during a skill test, place that many secrets on Cryptic Grimoire. The reaction on the Text of the Elder Herald is when you play an insight event during your turn, spend 2 secrets. That event gains fast, reduce its cost by 1. So that's nice in someone like Joe Diamond. And there's a lot of good insight events as well, even in this, as you can see on the Stygian Eye. That is nice. However, the real juicy one is the Cryptic Grimoire Text of the Elder Guardian. When you would draw the top card of the encounter deck, you can spend 5 secrets and draw a card from your deck instead. That sounds pretty nice. So I want to paint a full picture for you as well. You play the Cryptic Grimoire, you're adding curse tokens in the bag, you're yelling at your friends for taking the curse tokens out because you need to get to 10. You spend a few actions adding curse tokens into the bag, you upgrade this, and now you get to reap the rewards. While all your other friends are drawing their encounter card, you just get to draw the top card of your deck, and nothing will feel sweeter, and then your friends will be like, should we actually trust this person? This seems a little bit spooky. Last up here on this page, we got the Stygian Eye. This is a 10 cost, 3 experience event that commits for 3 brains. Fast, play only during your turn. Reduce the cost to play the Stygian Eye by 1 for each curse token in the Chaos Bag. Until the end of the round, you get +3 to each of your skills. So this is a nice, this isn't like a... Travis once explained it, and he might explain it better once I'm done explaining what he once explained, that this isn't like a payoff card. This is just like a card that you can get benefit from. So this isn't what you're looking for to this isn't why you're putting curse tokens into the deck. This is how you can take advantage of your curse tokens to mitigate the effect of those tokens. Is that close enough to how you said that, Travis?
No.
No.
It's not payoff for the archetype. It's not what you're working towards. It's a way to mitigate what you've already done. So you can play it for a lot of money to get +3 to your skill test, but if you're playing it for 2 money, then that means there's 8 curse tokens in the bag, and in that case you're not playing it to get +3 to your skill test, you're playing it to get -1 to your skill test instead of -4 when you draw 2 curse tokens.
There we go. All right, Bryn.
It's a good try though, Justin.
Thank you. Bryn, pass this one to you.
All right, we got Fae, which is a level 1 skill that commits for a brain and 2 wild. If a curse token is revealed during the skill test, you may return Fae to your hand when this test ends. This is just another way to offset the fact that maybe you've made the Chaos Bag kind of crappy for everybody. You can just throw this at things and be like, one of these curse tokens that you're going to draw is not going to matter. Then we've got Manipulate Destiny. It's a level 2, 1-costed spell event. You reveal tokens from the bag until you reveal a curse, an autofail, a bless, or an elder sign. If you revealed a bless or an elder sign, you get to heal 2 damage from an investigator or an ally asset at your location, and if you revealed a curse or an autofail token, then you get to deal 2 damage to an enemy at your location. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Yeah, this one's just, it's, I mean, like, 1 to do either one of those things is a pretty good deal. 1 to do one of those things chosen at random is a less good deal. However, if you've put a bunch of curse tokens in the bag, like maybe some of the rest of these cards will let you do, it's less random than you might think. Then we've got Tempt Fate. It's a level 0, 0-costed event. Fortune, Blessed, and Cursed. Fast play during any Lightning Bolt window. Add 3 curse tokens to the Chaos bag, then add 3 Blessed tokens to the Chaos bag, and draw 1 card. When this was printed, I said that I was going to play this in every deck that I ever made, simply for the purpose of griefing my teammates by making the math that much harder, and the fact that it was not a card in my deck. I have yet to do that because I don't actually think that that part is good. What this is just a this is just a free way to add more curse and or bless tokens to the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could be spending 1 action a turn on your Cryptic Grimoire, or you could spend 0 actions to put 3 in the bag.
Yeah.
It just seems like a better deal. Then we've got Favor of the Moon, which is a 1-cost level 1 asset. It's a pact. It's cursed. Fast. Seal up to 3 curse tokens. If there are none on it, you discard it. As a reaction effect, when you would reveal a Chaos token from the Chaos bag, you can exhaust the Favor of the Moon to reveal one of the tokens sealed on it as if it were just revealed from the token bag, or the Chaos bag, then gain 1 resource. So this is a bit of like, on the one thing that it does is it holds onto your curse tokens so that your pesky teammates can't draw them when you don't want them drawn.
And we will.
Because that'll happen. Another thing it does is it pays for itself and then some. Like, assuming that you've sealed 3 tokens on it, you'll get 3 money out of it in the end. It also provides some reliability to our effects that care about us revealing our chaos, like which chaos token we revealed. We can use this to make sure that we reveal curse tokens when we want to reveal them, and not so much at the other times.
It
it's
also.
Just,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. This one's just like, if you're playing a curse archetype, once you've got your engine up and running, to put curse tokens in the bag, this is probably one of the first things you want to look at buying in order to make sure that the tokens are revealed when you want them to be.
Yeah. It also provides great griefing. If you're not playing a curse build but someone else is, you can just take the curses out of the bag and then just leave them on the battery. So be like, no, I'm scared of them. I don't want to get -2 to all my tests.
I don't want that. You get that right now.
Yeah.
Also, if you use it with something like the Fae, you can just give somebody +1 brain while gaining a money for the privilege.
Yeah. All right. So, what does this archetype synergize with? So, it synergizes with the Rogue Curse archetype. Pairing up with another Curse token-focused archetype allows for more access to adding and benefiting from Curse tokens. Yes, that is the exact text that I used in the Guardian and Survivor one last week. Very attentive YouTube viewer.
You shouldn't have told them. You just keep putting it there and see if they figure it out.
Survivor failed by X. Curse tokens give -2 to a test, making it more likely for you to fail by X. Conveniently, most of the fail by is usually 2, so wow. It's like it was designed that way. And then the last one, this one's a bit, it's not like an actual archetype, but more like cards that exist throughout both green and yellow. Auto-succeed and testless. You don't ever need to worry about the -2 modifier from curse tokens if you just auto-succeed or don't draw a token for the test. This is especially great because then everyone else has to draw your curse tokens and suffer, while you can just, auto-test or testless or auto-succeed your tests and not worry about them. However, a big thing with these archetypes is they kind of just like a lot of their synergy exists within themselves. Like they're just like the packages are pretty tight for what they do. All right, Travis, take it away with our deck of the week.
Yeah, but this wasn't what you were expecting, huh? This is a deck that's actually looking to leverage the text of the Elder Herald Cryptic Grimoire to play your insight events quickly and for less money. We got the Cryptic Grimoire itself here. The one that, when you play an insight event during your turn, you can spend 2 Seekers to give that event fast, reduces cost by 1. Synergizes great with this character who cares about you playing insights and guarantees you draw 1 every turn, huh?
Seems good.
Yeah, we got these 45 on max because sometimes you gotta shoot stuff. Got some beat cops to bump that punch up because not actually gonna be investigating too much with this. Most of the clues you're gonna get are just gonna be free. We got some research librarians to find the cryptic grimoires, as it is imperative that you have them. It's really important. We got the Blasphemous Covenant because why wouldn't you with all the curse tokens and stuff? For our events, we got 3 Stying Revelations for resource generation, and also put secrets on the cryptic grimoire, which is pretty sweet. We have plenty of ways to find them between Research Librarian, Prepared for the Worst, and Practice Makes Perfect, and No Stone Unturned. We got a couple copies of Eidetic Memory, definitely a bit of a superfluous upgrade, but always fun to have in the Joe Diamond decks because it helps your curse engine keep running. Single copy of Gave of Lorax, just as a nice damage dealer. You do have other ways to fight, but it's nice to have an event that can potentially gun down a bunch of stuff. We got the Prax Makes Perfect for our deductions, our Fey and Vicious Blows, and while 6 is a little bit less skills than I normally would like to have, your deck is in a 30-card deck. Normally I try to run at least 7, sometimes 8. It's not very difficult. You're going to be pulling a lot of cards that aren't those out of your deck. Between the Research Librarians, the Astounding Revelations, the Prepared for the Worst, the No Stone Unturned, you're gonna see a lot of cards that aren't those. So we have to prepare for the worst to find our weapons because you need something to fight with, and some stand together is just good money. Deduction, Vicious Blow, again here for the Prax Makes Perfect. Again, it's a little bit you're taking a little bit of a gamble with them, where are you going to get the one that you need for the test that you're doing? But even if you play the Practice Makes Perfect and you hit an Astounding Revelation to put a secret on your Cryptic Grimoire and you don't get the skill that you need, having the secret on the Cryptic Grimoire lets you play an insight for the turn at fast speed, so it's kind of like you got an action in exchange for your Practice Makes Perfect. My point is you always hit the skill that you want, but even some of the not so great scenarios aren't that awful.
Yeah.
There's the Nightmare scenario where you commit it or you play it and then you don't find the skill that you want or a Stying Revelation. You're like,
Yeah. But then honestly, all you do then is just go, I shot my shot and I missed. I got to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could always as well play some more of those skills in this deck if you wanted to. I actually think I might have thought that Fey was a practice skill when I made this deck.
That seems it's an innate
not.
though. It's and I only know that because we just talked about it in Silas Marsh. I was like, oh, that is practice. I'm like, no, wait.
I knew you should not play this Practice Makes Perfect in this deck and play something else. Sorry, YouTube. Fey is lets you maybe actually pass a brain test ever, which is pretty important. It also works very well with the Blasphemous Covenant, where you can be like, I'll get +1.
Yeah.
And then, so you get +4 net with the Fey. And you get to pick up your Fey. Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And we got a big pile of hunches here. Arkham DB doesn't have a way to pick out the ones that you want. It just sticks all of your insights in the hunch pile. So we got the unsolved case weakness, of course, but other than that, we got cracked case. It's money. This one I would probably play in the main deck because it's got situational use. But we got deep knowledge and stirring up trouble to put curse tokens into the bag. No stone unturned. Again, helps you find all your stuff as well as triggering astounding revelation. Shortcuts, I think, is the other one I intended to have in the main deck because it's just a nice card to draw and have in your hand for when you need it, as opposed to being pressured to play it during a turn. Also, it's already fast and costs 0, so it doesn't actually benefit from the Cryptic Grimoire. Which is kind of sad. But then we got Stygian Eye for those big skill test boosts, and Truth from Fiction to stick some more secrets on your Grimoire.
So Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah.
You got 10 tokens in the bag.
Okay.
You could play 3 Stygian Eyes in a single turn. Between that and your eidetic memory.
Plus 9
because
to all your
assuming
stats.
that both the Stygian Eyes are in your discard pile already, but because Magical Christmas Land, you've played one out of your hunch deck and it's been shuffled back into your deck.
Mm-hmm.
You've drawn it in your hand. You get to play 4 Stygian Eyes. And you're sitting there looking at the game, and the game's like, you put 10 curse tokens in the bag, and you're like, plus 12.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a big number.
That is a big number, 16 book, then you do a circle action.
Yeah, run around like,
32.
hey, I'm gonna evade some guys, just watch.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah.
If you just had to look at what, just quickly off the top of their head, just for a practice makes perfect replacement, if you weren't going to add more practice skills, what do you think would be a good option?
You could play another Gaze of Urax if you have experience. You could play some Favor of the Moons to make a little bit of your curse stuff slightly more consistent. You could just play your Deep Knowledges in the main deck, or your Stirring Up Troubles in the main deck, and then play, or the Truth from Fictions as well in the main deck, any of those, and then play Working a Hunch in your hunch deck.
Yeah, cool. Nice and clean. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We're going to be back in a few days to talk about the Rogue Curse archetype, and then after that, the Weird Paradox one, which I'm excited about. I'm excited to talk about that one. Because, anything that's a little bit of a paradox, you're like, ooh, how interesting. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys very soon. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.